smartest people on the block. I mean, I know everybody like respects their front office and everything, but like I also reminded people that their reason they can't get the ball to OBJ and they have such a problem is because they gave up their best offensive lineman in trades to New York.
Yep.
And it wasn't the requisite trade to get OBJ, but it's just the point. Like, if you're already planning on going and getting a receiver, in what God's name would you decide then in the same day, in the same timeline, trade your like that? Those two moves, like you make one or the other. To make both is like taking one step forward, two steps back. It made no sense. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Like,
No, you're good. You're good. But also too, I mean, moving on, Saints took a huge hit, folks. They lost Marcus Davenport and Sheldon Rankins to their IR. I'm amazed at the fact that they both got hit at the same time during that 49ers game. And now they have a huge hole on the left side of the line because Rankins played left side defensive tackle or also defensive end if they needed him to switch out. Davenport played edge on the left side, so you basically lost your whole left side. I know you have depth pieces, but guys, it's not the same. Rankins was a top 10 defensive tackle. And Davenport was an up-and-coming edge rusher that looked like he was the guy Saints wanted in the draft this year. He was progressing. He was growing. It just sucks because I like Davenport. If we didn't get Jair, I really liked Davenport last year if we could have grabbed him, or Derwin James. So, I mean, there was options there at that spot or even where we traded back to. There was still options. So, I mean, Jair's still a damn good player to have, but it's just think Davenport has definitely progressed, and he's shown what he was on tape. But moving on to another note, I wanted to bring up, going back to the Packers. So Zadarius Smith has the best pressure rate on QBs this year, Jay. Guess what just came out 30 minutes ago? That's a pretty fun stat.
Okay, tell me.
So this also came up in an argument earlier I have to bring up as well. Zadarius Smith has been the NFL's most double-teamed edge rusher, and he is the best pressure rate on the QB, and 10.5 sacks.
Oh, but, the Ravens let him go because he was no good.
But I don't get it. I just, people have argued me on this. Like, yes, he's getting a Pro Bowl, but he's an All-Pro. I'm sorry, this year he's an All-Pro. 10.5, most double-teamed edge rusher, and the best pressure rate.
Yeah, but he doesn't just play on the edge. Like some of those double.
But that's where he's lined up a lot.
I know, but
Lately,
my point, I'm making a case that he's an All-Pro because he moves everywhere.
He's an All-Pro just as a player, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He's an All-Pro defensive lineman. Like, come on, he plays everywhere.
But also, too, would you not agree? A sidetrack here. Would you not agree? Yes, Kenny Clark is still a top 10 defensive tackle. There's no question. With the plays,
he had a rough stretch, but he was injured.
I know, but injuries happen, and some people play through them, and some people thrive, some people hurt. So I mean,
he did okay, but he did okay.
Like, I know.
No, I'm with you. I'm trying to tell the people out there, like, yes, he was injured, but he was on the field, and he wasn't terrible.
It's a down year for him from his standards.
Right.
But
he's trajecting back up at the right time right now too. So,
well, that's what I was arguing. What I was arguing is I think Amos, if anybody gets a Pro Bowl nod this year, I think Amos, out of 5 players on the defense, I think Amos has won over Clark. I think Clark, yes, he's still a damn good player, but what Amos has done this year as a safety surrounded by a ton of youngsters. Still producing.
And I love you brought that up because that's going to segue into this. So,
I had to. It bothers me. People have those goggles on.
I'm listening to the Hallis Hall Brawl guys. This subject comes up again.
Bring it up.
They're trying to now come to the thing that they're going to say that they're even players.
No. They were bragging for weeks that Clinton Dix was ranked in PFF over Amos. The week he finally jumps 11th over 14th. Amos jumped from 20th to 11th in 1 week. And you're telling me now they're literally saying, because I didn't listen to the episode, I was working today.
Yeah.
They're
No,
literally saying they're even.
basically
No, they're
said
not.
even. That neither, you can't say one's better than the other. They both have their good. Like, Amos is a great tackler. Ha-ha's not. Amos is an assignment sure guy. Ha-ha's not. And by the way, like, interceptions are way down this year. Just like touchdowns. Nobody's even hit 30 touchdowns yet, guys. Quarterbacks. There's not a quarterback in the league that's hit 30 touchdowns yet. I don't think there's anybody in the league that has 5 interceptions yet. Like, it's a weird year for passing. It's been a lot of running and a lot of defense. I don't know. Call it Jay's year of football, but it's a very, very late 90s, early 2000s type of season, really.
Adrian Amos. I don't get it how they say Amos isn't a good cover cover safety. He's graded as a 79.2 on a PFF scale. That's pretty damn good, especially for known being a strong safety. That's what Pettine and both Fangio played him as a strong safety. I don't get. Oh my God, that really bothers me. That the fact that they. And then the fact they try to sit there and argue that Ha-Ha is better because the people around him, and that hurts their argument for Ha-Ha, because then you have Eddie Jackson between him and Prince Amukamara, 2 really good players. Of course, anybody's numbers is going to go up. That wasn't the reason why Amos had good numbers. He still has good numbers in Green Bay. Ha-Ha's numbers went up from Washington to Chicago because he's around good players. Amos's number got better. I went and graded it out. Dude, he's only 2 tackles shy from breaking his career season high when he was in Chicago. In Green Bay for tackles, he matched his interceptions. He matched his sack numbers already, and he's still got 3 games to go. I don't get it.
Against the Bears. Oh, yeah, and they also said something about, like, Ha-Ha was probably going to have a better game and might intercept Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Do you know? Okay, I'm going to bring this up. I went back and rewatched the tape again just for shits and giggles a mid-season as well, because I want to keep in track with this argument. I'm going to bring this up with Mr. Austin tomorrow night. Who do you think was on Jimmy Graham in that touchdown pass against the Bears? It was Buster Skrine and Ha-Ha Clinton-Dix. Ha-Ha was supposed to be over the top, but guess where he was? He was roaming in the middle still, thinking another play was coming across the middle. No.
He does it all the time.
Exactly. They literally saw it in week 1 how it was going to be. And then the Saints game, perfect example. Michael Thomas tore the Bears up in the middle of the field because they had Eddie towards the line to try and stop Latavius Murray. And who was left in the back? Ha-Ha Clinton-Dix. How many deep passes have we seen from in Green Bay and now to Washington to Chicago that Ha-Ha Clinton-Dix cannot cover? Michael Thomas burned the hell out of them. Like, are they going to grade him? Like, Bears have played a lot of mediocre teams. Like, okay, I get they have Amari Cooper and Gallup in Dallas, but he didn't do anything in Dallas.
Tell me that. They also made the argument that because Dallas is still the number 1 offense in yardage, not in points scored, not in efficiency, not in third down, but just in overall yardage. And it's like we need to stop calling them the number 1 offense. They lead the league in yardage gained on offense. That's it, and that's because there's always because they're coming from behind.
Garbage time. Thank you.
Yes, it's just ridiculous. Like, they're trying to make a case that that's a good win, and now the Packers, and then they're saying the Packers haven't been good and their defense isn't as good as everybody thought it was going to be this year. That it's just okay. It's actually not that good.
It's a bend, don't break defense that puts pressure on the QB and it creates turnovers. And we're good in the red zone. Guess
and
what?
They still are averaging only, I think, 22.3 points a game.
No, Packers, I went and looked it up. They're stopping they're holding opponents to 20.8.
No, I'm looking it up while you talk.
That's what I saw earlier. They held people to 20. That was on NFL.com. 20.8 points. They're holding defense.
I'm going to the official team site. 20.8 points, 367.9 yards.
You give up yards, but guess what? We stop people.
245.1 of those yards are in the air, 122.8. Well, you could run on them. Yeah, you can run on them, but you can't score. And you're eating up the clock. You're doing them a favor.
It's rivalry week. I understand people are amped up, but come on, like, if you're going to sit there and call the Packers defense average, that's asinine. We're one of the top 10 teams in sacks, and we have two pass rushers above 10. Two Bears fans. And then we have, Kevin King. They've been bragging on him all season, dude. He has 4 interceptions. I don't think a Bears DB has 4 interceptions this year. I think it's 3, but they haven't reached 4. I'm still looking for a reason why they should be considered average.
Guess what else I saw since we're going today? There's a report. A guy did an article that. Who was it? Damn it! Dominique Foxworth has an article.
Oh yeah, I saw that crap.
Rodgers is in a decline. No longer can be called and talked about as an elite quarterback. What are you watching?
Because he doesn't have to rely on his arm anymore.
Like, I am like, Jesus. Okay, so now Rodgers is the new Tom Brady. Like, we're just going to start predicting every other week for the next 5 years that he's on the decline.
I'm just so sick of.
I wish they could just stop, because you know what the problem is with these guys? They're getting paid a lot of money, and I don't think they like football. Because if they liked football, they wouldn't have stupid asinine takes like this, because they'd be enjoying watching the games. You know how many look, I haven't written anything for PF backtothefuture.com. I've been very busy. The wife's hurt at the restaurant. We had freaking issues up there today, and we had to freaking do all kinds of work up there this afternoon in the restaurant. And life's been rough this week, so I haven't had a chance to write. But when I watch games, I'm trying to figure out what story I want to write just off of the game I watch, without having to come up with any hot take or asinine shit or dumb stuff or made up make-believe or hyperbole. Like, if you actually watch football and you won't need to write something, trust me, there's plenty of stuff that will just hit you right in the face and you can just pick something. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
You don't need to be like, oh, well, you know what? That guy missed an out route. He's on a decline because 5 years ago he hit that every time.
And you know what, though? Everyone keeps calling out. The thing is, Dominique Foxworth, a lot of people have come out and said, yeah, Rodgers hasn't had his normal big games. He hasn't had he had 4, and I don't get. He had 4 against the Giants in the snow, like in cold weather. And then Washington, yeah, he had 1 touchdown, but he didn't have to do anything. That's the thing, folks. He literally had to manage the game, give the ball to Jaron Jones, let him drain the clock, let our defense do the work, and it did. It handled it. This is exactly the type of game that people are ragging on Washington. Jay, what was the final score of the Minnesota game that people keep saying Minnesota's better than Green Bay?
I don't know. Was it like 31-24?
No, it was 21-16.
Oh, yeah.
So we're getting ragged on for beating Washington 2015, but we beat Minnesota 21-16. Same point spread at the end, folks. And Washington's touchdown came in garbage time with less than 2 minutes left, and they gave the ball right back to the Packers.
We actually beat them by 1 more point because they only scored 15.
Either way, 21-15, 21. But what I'm saying is why do people get to pick and rag on a team for having a similar score, but against the top team? The same team, NFL Network, is, excuse my language, folks, dick riding so hard, saying all I've seen is Minnesota's got the better roster. Minnesota can beat Green Bay. They're going off of the past couple years when Aaron Rodgers didn't have Matt LaFleur. Didn't have Brian Gutekunst getting on the full roster he has. Well, guess what? Now it's second year with that. First year with Matt LaFleur. Aaron Jones is being used correctly. You have your defense freaking putting pressure on Kirk Cousins when they already played earlier in the year. Come on.